Eddie Deaton, a former graduate of Walter Hines Page High School, has received the Band Director of the Year award. He goes above and beyond to serve the district by hosting events like the band banquet and serving on committees for the school benefits. He also tries to give students the same positive experience in high school as he had at Page.
Well, I was here in the late 90s is when I was a Page High School student here, and I had high school was an interesting transitional period for me, and I know that for me, I think there's a lot of people. I started out as a freshman and wasn't really sure about a whole lot, and the band here really gave me a sort of a home within the school, and became my group as I was here, and because of that, as I spent time here, I kind of looked at it as a career later.
He has an outstanding year and career in Superior Symbols here at Page High School. Mr. Deaton is currently in his 9th year as band director at Page High School. Mr. Deaton holds a bachelor's degree in music education and a second major in American history. His colleagues say that he's an amazing teacher and director. He's caring, intelligent, and always wants the best for his students.
So what have you observed with him interacting with, for example, the students in the pit orchestra?
Yeah, Mr. Deaton, you can tell his students really respect him and will do anything for him, both in the pit orchestra and his classes. So they're hardworking, and you can just tell that they have a good rapport, that he is respectful of them, and they're respectful right back.
Several years ago, I played in the pit orchestra when he was conducting as well, and so now he's got these other string students and the wind students and percussion students that he's working on for the pit orchestra. He does a great job with them. They've had a great experience, and just going to the musical, you can hear how wonderful the music sounds.
What I try to do is kind of what my band director did for me here, which is I try to create an environment where students feel like this is a place they come to be a part of something. And we try to keep things kind of a good mix of serious as well as fun, and trying to make sure that students are comfortable talking here and hanging out here. And a lot of the band kids are here before school starts until the bell rings for them to go to class, and they come here after school to hang out and meet up with each other. And we try to really foster kind of a community that way among everybody.
He is also a very hard worker in not only teaching but directing the marching band and pit orchestra.
So I assume the musicals are very time-consuming for pit orchestra as much as it is for actors. What's that like?
Absolutely. Mr. Deaton rehearses with his students starting usually in February, a couple times a week, and then we'll kind of bump that up to more often as we get closer to the musical. And the week before the musical, they'll rehearse with us a couple of times, and then they spend the whole weekend here before the musical, along with, of course, the entire week of the musical. So it's really time-intensive for both Mr. Deaton and the pit orchestra students.
So that generally runs from February to
March or April, depending on when the musical is that year.
Congratulations!